everyone, Comic Reviewer here, this time reviewing on Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, Jennika II, issue number 1. Now, as you know, Jennika is meant to be the new 5th turtle, and is more sort of like the new version of Venus. Now, the issue is meant to deal after the effects of where half of New York got turned into mutants, and half of New York had been blocked off, calling it the Mutant Zone. And the cover has Jennika looking on with the other mutants going about their day-to-day life. And it starts off how, at the news reports, people are talking about protests, how money is going to mutants at the Mutant Zone, and even one guy saying, "I'll be damned if my tax dollars are going to feed some dog-faced mutant lazy to get a job." And you can kind of tell Baxter Stockman, who's the mayor, is trying to handle the situation. Mutants that have escaped from the Mutant Zone are being put into entertainment centres, which kind of become overwhelmed. And you've got people being too selfish to care, those who want to sort of set them free, and those that kind of want them to stay there. So we've shown how at the Mutant Zone, the mutants are the victims who become mutants are sort of trying to go day to day with their lives, and suddenly a cry for help happens, where we've got Jennika seeing someone being mugged, and she thinks it's the crocodile one, even though it's not, and pretty much learns to her dismay that the food belonged to the crocodile mutant, who says,
Yeah, really, and now he's getting away! I had to borrow money to buy those, and how am I supposed to feed my kids now?
So of course, in a fair of understanding, you can kind of tell the female alligator's not happy being called sir, and expects Jennika to sort of get them back. And of course, Jennika tries to stop the thief, but learns to her shock as soon as the mutant thief gets away, that a giant hyena monster is attacking the area, and says, "What the hell are you?" So of course, Jennika tries to talk with it, but again proves to no avail, and ends up hitting into a shop window. And of course, the crocodile mutant says, "It's a monster! Run!" So of course, Jennika basically sees that some of the bystanders are taking pictures, and realizes if the pictures got leaked, they could pretty much prove a big problem and make more unnecessary problems. So of course, Jennika tries to talk with them, saying not to post it as we're not monsters, and tries to take on the monster, and basically tries to get him away from the wall so it doesn't escape, and crashes into a shop window with one like hyena mutant saying, "Look what you did to my store!" "I'm sorry, I'll be back to help, I promise." And of course tries to get him away from the wall, and basically manages to pull him back, and just as he gets distracted, Jennika has to sort of get him away from basically beyond the Mutant Zone, as they can't risk any more problems. And of course manages to get her attention, and ends up making the dog mutant fall down into the ground. And of course the bystanders look, and it changes back to what he used to be. So of course two other kid-like mutants, a rabbit and a dog one, says, "Hey, I know him! That's Mr. Kimball!" And turns out he was a professor at New York City, but tragically got turned into a mutant, and his family were out of that zone, and tragically they couldn't see him, and just couldn't really risk anything else. And even on the phone, Mr. Kimball says, "Baby, you there? I can't see you." So of course, without his family, he slowly becomes an alcoholic, and says, "Did you know Billy? He was about your age." And of course, Jennika suspects that whatever he was given was drugs. And of course, they find out there's a other mutant attack happening at the Olo shop, and Jennika has a feeling that something's going on. So of course, the news team basically report what's going on, and keep in mind that reporters can't enter the mutant zone as it's not allowed. So of course, Jennika sees to her horror that a giant frog-like mutant is attacking the Olo shop, and remembers an old friend of hers, Ivan, who she suspects is dealing with drugs. And of course, Jennika basically tries to help out, as well as dealing with Ivan and his goons trying to hold the monster down. And just as Ivan's about to fire, she ends up stopping him and saying, you know, you can't do this, and that we're not monsters, and that this thing was a person. So of course she does suspect that he's doing drugs, but points out that these are anxiety pills, and that what's really going on is that they're more of a business group. They don't deal drugs, that's more mafia and gang stuff. So of course Jennika makes jokes saying from where she's looking, there's something more going on. And Ivan says, oh hell. And yeah, this is the story. Issue 1 isn't too bad. I think it does kind of give this more dark version of a BoJack Horseman universe, as well as a bit more of a metaphor to what's been going on with current culture, detainment settings and everything else. So I think the issue deserves a thumbs up. Still good, and still alright. So, Comic Reviewer here, signing out.